Okay, let's jump straight back into this. We finished yesterday in May 1940, and Germany has actually, they were ahead of time, but they've overrun France. Spain has gone fascist as expected. Italy will be running rampant, no doubt, and the war in North Africa is kicking off. And this, I don't know how this looks for the Allies so far. Well, for Great Britain, really, because that's about all that's left. Canada, New Zealand, Australia, obviously South Africa and the Commonwealth, but the European allies, gone. And we, of course, are staying neutral for the time being. We have our own issues maybe building in the West. Japan making big inroads into China, and our industry not yet in a position to compete on a war footing. We're going to be selling stuff to... actually, I don't know. Can we yet... thanks, Wickrack. That's kind. You got a test this morning, so you get another test, Nicodemus. Oh, is that because you've been near someone who's then come down with it? Well, I hope you're okay anyway. Let's see. So, we were looking at... There was the Lend-Lease Act, which we're going through now. Then we can start Lend-Leasing. Okay. That's what I wanted to check, how far we were away from that. I think I need to rejig. I've put a lot of orders in for... actually, we have a lot of civilian factories. We've got military factories coming on. They are priority. They'll be built fairly quickly now, though. And then we've got a stack of infrastructure to improve. And then more of this. And at any point, if we feel we need to build something different, we'll build it and just bump it up the list. Because we've got so many civilian factories... I want to keep this rate of production going up until we feel like we've got lots of things built. Then I might convert a few. We shall see. Oh, I hope everything's alright anyway. No template. That's for the anti-air stuff, which we will use later. 3 military factories. Now then. Oh, I need to get another army in creation. I've got the manpower. It's definitely time to ramp things up. We need more naval bombers. We need more just planes all round. Let's be honest. Of all aircraft types. Tactical bombers. I might leave the strategic bombers on 5. That's a force I feel like I can build up. And the carrier planes, that'll be fine. Anti-tank guns. The towed anti-air is building up nicely. The trucks, we'll need a lot of trucks later on. But for now, let's go with that. Let's go and get a new... We've got unassigned divisions. Excellent. I've got some divisions forming here. Now, these are garrison divisions. Was I simply planning to put those... I think I was going to put them out in the Pacific somewhere, wasn't I? You're saying you feel fine apart from a sore throat. Yeah, that's what I've had recently. Well, it's not terribly sore, but I've had a mild cough. But also, like, it feels like my chest... You know... You imagine you put like a wet towel over your face and try breathing through it. You can breathe through it, but it feels laboured. That's what I've had the last 3 or 4 days. And with a mild cough and some slight sort of tingly feeling in my chest. And I don't think I would have bothered getting tested were it not for the fact that my wife had much worse symptoms and a raging temperature. And she had to get tested. So I thought, well, I've got, which could be mild symptoms of it, I'll get tested at the same time. So that's kind of why I went. I also... Then I can turn around and say, to all my clients, I have been tested and I'm fine to work, or not fine to work, either way. So, and that's the thing. That's what we need to know. So, also, I wasn't planning on streaming today. It's my wife's birthday today, and if everything had been fine, we'd have either been out for a walk or been out for a socially responsible lunch somewhere. But that's all gone, of course. And we shall have to see how that pans out. So it might be a shorter stream. I'll probably finish about 6. Also, sorry for being late. I had to do an emergency order of something that's come back into stock that I can't say what it is in case various people are listening because it might involve Christmas presents for them. So, I'm sorry I'm a little bit late starting. We will release more information on that at a more appropriate time. Okay, so the aircraft are building up. We're building... This army here, this is probably going to be for Pacific duty. That's got... Let me just check. That does have 1 division in. I would like 24 divisions. And we're going to put these in... I'm sure there's a training base in Virginia, isn't there? I'm going to put them in Norfolk anyway. That's the unassigned... I've got 2 unassigned divisions there. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, I built them for Pacific Defense, so I'll put them in there. I'm not 100% sure where I want them just yet. And my Marines need a general as well. I like to keep them in a separate force just because it makes them a bit easier to command. This... Alright, I'm going to put one... I mean, these guys should be fine up here. But if I ever launch an invasion of Japan, it's likely to come from here. Because it's an easier sea zone route. What have we got? So we're going to make sure our strong defences are fine. 3 divisions on there, plus naval coastal forts. 2 divisions on Wake Island. 1 division in Midway. Midway, that sounds like... Let's send the Black Hawk division over there. It does sound like the sort of place that trouble might be brewing. What else have we got here? Johnson Atoll. Is that actually... Oh, hang on a sec. Right, this might be worth a look. What's this place? This is... What's the name of the place? Phoenix Island. I've never heard of. I'll send one to here for now. The Cactus Division. Excellent. And we might build that up. We certainly don't need it built up as much, but a few aircraft on to patrol these areas wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's do that. I kind of like doing stuff like that, so... A smaller naval base, because it's not going to have as much to hold. We'll put 3 levels of radar, and we'll put 3 levels of airfield for now, and let's boost all the way up to the top. Luckily, these are quick to build anyway, and we have pretty good civilian production at the moment. Make my wife a hot drink. She's fine. She's got the kids looking after her, because obviously they're off school as well. Whole household is locked down until we know one way or the other. I mean, if we get the test result back and it's negative, then everything's back to normal tomorrow, if it comes back today. If it comes back as... Oh my, if it comes back as positive, I think she'll be fine, because she's looking a lot better, and she'll recover fast, I'm sure. But it means that we're going to be in lockdown for 2 to 4 weeks, I would say, because... Well, I don't know how this is going to work. I'll have to look into the rules. Because I dare say that means I will then get it, and the kids will then get it, and I think you then have to re-isolate for 14 days from the point where the last person started with the symptoms in the house. But I don't know. I'll have to look into that, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Takes us... Well, we'll see what happens. Treaty of Craiova. More concessions have been forced on the Kingdom of Romania, which will... Okay, that's of little concern to us, admittedly. Right, so I was building a force of aircraft here, wasn't I? We've got plenty of room. Oh, excellent. These are up to speed. Let's put them onto training. What else can we put in here? We've got regular fighters, which we don't really need over here. They might be more use. Okay, Yugoslavia has changed their diplomatic status with us to manage licensed production. We did agree to something like that with that fighter competition, but I've never seen that happen before. And I've seen that pop-up message about the fighter contracts, but I've never seen that diplomatic status thing change. So that's interesting. I'll get bombarded with calls from Test and Trace who will explain everything. I haven't been contacted by them before, which I'm quite pleased about. Speaking of setting up air wings, it sounds like there's one practicing over my house at the moment. I don't know if you guys can hear it on the microphone going through there. We want something with some range. The flying fortresses aren't ready yet. What have we got in there? We've currently got 2 lots of naval bombers. It's going to be a busy sea zone, this. I'm going to put another 100 naval bombers in there. And let's put those onto pilot exercises as well. And over the Philippines, where there might actually be some risk of proper combat, we've got to get these fighters improved. Tactical bombers. Okay, well, let's put... And we can cover the fighters from here. Let's just put 100 in, because we have I want to build up a really good air force, obviously. Do you know what? We don't need to wait for that. We can also put them in just for training purposes. We can put another 100 in there. In fact, let's set that to 200. Limit of 200, okay. And we can get them training, and they will quickly reinforce as stuff comes online. What we're short of? Rubber and chromium. Okay, I'm going to trade a little bit of... We'll get our own rubber supply coming on soon, but it's because of this, look. This is not good. They're exporting nothing at the moment, so lose that. And let's pick up British Malaya. The problem is, we know what's going to happen, don't we? We'll trade it, we'll get it direct from the British, who could probably use help from our factories at the moment. And that should free up. Does that free up the rubber situation or not? Are we still short on rubber? Well, let's put another one in there. We're short on 3. That's going to be the best use of resource at the moment. Your niece got placed in isolation in a college, Dawn, in the US. Oh, okay. It's the same. Similar things happened in the UK in the universities. At one point, they are actually using like security fencing and prison-style fencing to shut the students in the halls of residence. They got into trouble for that. But what's this? Senator votes for government proposal. Oh, excellent. 5 senators will support the government. So we're getting good support. I mean, the war support thing could be higher, but it's nice what it is. We'll not complain. Unassigned divisions. Excellent. We got the marine tanks. Which is what we really wanted. So we're in 1940. We're okay for tanks. What do we like for infantry stuff? We should get the infantry going, but I want to put all effort. That's researching. All effort into the planes. Yes. Some better fighters, even though are we even making those Warhawks? Let me just check. Because I thought I'd upped production. Maybe I have, and just... Yeah, I have. We just don't have enough yet. That's okay. 1 a day. So it's slow going, but we're getting the Air Force that I wanted, and I promised. I have got some rubber plants in the queue, and hopefully that'll start making a difference. As soon as we get those online, we'll cut down on the other stuff. Do I want one of these? I mean, if I'm going to do it, it's just good for artillery research speed, right? Isn't it? And other things. Motorization. I might go for this. I don't feel like this is... Well, it's good to get an advantage, I suppose. I'll go for the Springfield Armory one. But, yeah, okay, we'll get an early advantage.
Ready, sir.
Let's just keep the time ticking over if we can. Right, these guys.
Attention.
Boom. Right, so this theatre. Let's get this army trained. We don't have a particular use for this at the moment. But we're going to put them in training. My Marines.
Ready.
Let's let's put them into training as well. Let's also create a amphibious tank. We only ever need 1 factory in these things. And that should do. Can you hear that? Can you hear those planes going over? Man. I'm sure they time it. I'm sure someone at RAF Leeming, I don't know if that's still the place actually, I might have shut down now. But I'm sure somebody there follows me on the stream, and as soon as they see me go live, they're on the phone going, scramble, scramble. Get them in the air, lads. Right, Lend-Lease Act. Done. That means we can then go and offer some support to Britain, which we might just send them some guns. Well, I don't know. We'll see if that can happen. What have we got over here? The Manhattan Project. We might look a little bit like warmongers if I start developing that already. What does that actually do? It's the base stability is really bad, and there's opportunities for communism support. But I'm looking at this thing, which has some options. I guess that's for just going communist, going down there. Desegregate the armed forces. Yeah, okay. Well, then let's ignore that altogether. This bit is locked off at the moment. This looks like the fascist section. The Canadian corridor. What should we go down? Let's get some escort efforts. What's this do? Production cost of light hulls is cheaper. Naval doctrine improves. Unrestricted submarine warfare. There's battleship primacy or carrier primacy. I might go for the carriers. Oh yes, okay. Let's go for this. Let's go for this. And how are we doing? We're on pause there. There's no factories. They're not producing this at the moment, but that's fine. As soon as I get some military factories online, that'll start coming in. The situation is here. Rubber and chromium. What have we got there in training? Oh, nice. We've got the 3rd fighter group. We can just put aircraft into training and then assign them wherever they need to go once that's been built up. We've got no close air support, which is definitely something we should be working on. We shall leave that for now. What about the Navy? Did my... is that my first... That's not my first strike fleet, is it? No, that's the reserves. Okay. The Pacific Fleet, there they are. They are in training. Hopefully not ramming into each other too much. Some of my new cruisers and some of the other ones. And that's a dangerous looking fleet, but I'm going to have to be careful with that. Soviet Union declared war on Finland. Okay, so the Finns conceded to their demands anyway and still got shafted. No great surprise there. We'll just keep an eye on what's going on that border. Mexico should be fine, but we'll just keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, Norway has capitulated. Everything going according to plan. For the Germans, anyway. There's a lot of traffic around here, isn't there? A lot of traffic. We've got the new anti-aircraft stuff. Oh, excellent. Excellent. And the P-47 Thunderbolt, that's a nice looking plane. Let's hit pause while we figure this out. So, we're in 1940. Oh, that's classed as a heavy fighter in this. Okay. I mean, not that it matters. It's just basically a bit of window dressing. And I guess it was as well. The Aerocobra is not one I'm familiar with at all, I've got to say. The Warhawk, yes, and the Mustang. The Aerocobra, not so much. I'm not actually building any close air support. I might need to fix that. I do like my aircraft. Let's also look at the naval stuff. Maybe I should... We're 1940 now. I've got no excuse not to be getting better cruisers. And carriers. But we're going to go cruisers. I don't think I've got any bonus research on that. In fact, on that one, let's at the same time... And then we can do the better hulls as well. As soon as they come out of that. There's Thunderbolt. Okay, let's tick some... Wait, am I... Oh, hang on, there's something else I've not changed. That one. Did I researched tanks. I haven't set any off building, have I? Okay. I mean, these aren't the most exciting things, but we definitely need a couple of M3 Lees in production. We've got to get our medium tank. We've got no armour at all at the moment. The US did have some light tanks, and they did have some medium tanks as well. They didn't have a big armoured force, though, in 1940. So we've got the research going. Should we go for the better radar? It'll help in the Pacific. That'll be good. And I think we're getting back on top. We've nearly got this. Now that's a nice looking plane as well. Okay, off we go. Aircraft out training. The North American B-25 Mitchell. That came fast. Okay, so far so good. Oh, hang on, let's take a look at industry. 1940 is actually not a bad time. Oh, now here we go. We must have... Well, I've got that. So let's start getting some rubber processing. Because this is going to help with all those plants. And speaking of which... We're still working up the defences on... the hell was it? McEwen Island or something? I suspect it wasn't called McEwen Island. Representative criticises the president. Well, screw him. We'll make up a story about him and a stripper. We'll sort him out. Now, which one was I going to put them in? Was it there? No, it was down here. This is it. Very nice. Phoenix Island. That was it. I was close. We should put naval bombers on, should we? I mean, we can put carrier fighters and stuff on because we've got a nice chunk spare. But they have so little range, they're not actually all that useful. Wow, okay, these things are coming in faster now than I can actually get them sorted out and spent. So what was that one? That was the naval version. Sorry, the carrier version of the naval bomber. Should we carry on? I do need something producing this, so let's research it. And that should be carrier naval bomber. We have a few points we could spend in this. Oh, we haven't updated the tactical bomber either, which is the B-25 Mitchell. Yeah, I've got some points I could spend in this. I might wait till there's more, and I'm going to wait until there's a model of aircraft that I'm going to use a lot of. And I'm not sure which one that is yet. The naval bomber. Yeah, go on then. I am going to build a lot of those. So let's create a variant of naval bomber 2. This really wants attack, doesn't it? A bit of reliability to solve the... Oh, I can't go that high. Okay, it's way too high. I can do that. I drop that down by 1. Put the reliability up by 1. 96%. There we go. That'll do for now. We don't want these things falling over. And it's the Naval Bomber 2A1. Nice. So we're going to get slightly improved ones. That drops the... Ooh, that drops the production efficiency considerably. Okay. It never used to do quite as much as that, but I mean, it's kind of fair that it does. Using mostly the same parts, though. The Hawaii Ridge. Do you think Hawaii will get attacked? I can't see it happening. I mean, why would they get attacked? Surely not. Hawaii. Is that all what just classed as all one area? Okay, let's tick that time off. So the rubber situation. I now need I need aluminium. Lots of aluminium. I can fix the aluminium issues by building some infrastructure, which we do have on the list of things to do. Yeah, it'd be nice to get these. Actually, the military factories might not need doing quite as much because, let's face it, if I don't have the materials to actually take advantage of that. Soviet Union, Finland have signed a white peace. A white peace? Okay, I was kind of expecting... Well, I wasn't expecting that. I was kind of expecting the Finns to completely capitulate. The fall of Cairo? Okay, so North Africa. North Africa's not going well. I mean, if United Kingdom lose Cairo, that pretty much means their supplies are absolutely ruined. Do they still have... Trotsky survives an assassination attempt? No, they don't have this either. So they basically, apart from... And that's not a port. They can technically bring supplies in from Tel Aviv. But I suspect if this is gone, the Italians are going to very quickly take this and this. And they're cut off there. There's not much stopping the Italians going all the way down to South Africa. So it's not looking good. Free France. Of course, if this all falls, Free France will fall here too. We're taking an interest in this. We might be fighting on their side someday. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll all be over by then. It is quite possible. 13th of August, 1940. How are we looking in the way of... If I put that on, does that show my... It doesn't show my radar, does it? That shows the coverage for there. We're going to be boosting radar up shortly anyway. And I will put those as priority, I think. Can't build on the Philippines. What's this? Oh, more military factories. Okay. Let's shove it into something that we should have production for. The artillery is something we're always going to need more of. And anti-tank guns. Okay. We'll put a couple in there for production of extra anti-tank guns. Carrier primacy. Excellent. That is what I wanted. The research for carrier modules, which are going to be coming next. And the research bonus for naval bombers. And the research bonus for radar. I might just go and do all of that right now. Liberty ships. That's for trade convoys. Oh, invasion speed. Plus 10%. We've just got a good naval bomber. The next one's not till 42, so I think we've got time to wait for that. 300% research bonus for escort fighters. Okay. It's just what that would be really, really soon. We're kind of working on that one quickly as well, though, aren't we? And that's research bonus for air doctrine. There's so many good things. I think we're going to go for this. And again, I'm going to get the naval invasion one. Because all speed for naval invasions is a good idea. We never got a commander for my Marines, did we? We might be able to put another unit in here now, by the way. Patton. Bradley. Mark Clark. Planning speed. Now that, I don't think that applies to naval invasion planning, unfortunately. Be really useful. Courtney Hodges. Well, he's not going to be a panzer leader. We've got a cavalry officer here. Maybe I should make a cavalry division. That would be quite interesting. River and fort attack. Commando outer supply. Do you know what? This guy's sounding really interesting. Apart from the cavalry leader thing, the other stats on there sound pretty good for Marine. Old Guard. I don't think that's quite so useful. Leonard Gero. Infantry leader. See, it's only going to be a small force, this. It's kind of... I feel like it's kind of pointless to put a massive one of these big guys in there. A brilliant strategist. Nah, I'm gonna need them elsewhere, I think. Do you know what? I'm not going to build a cavalry division. I'm just not, as tempting as it is. But these other stats look very useful, so let's put him in. Camouflage expert. Paratroopers. Do you know, if I ever did create paratroopers, and I doubt I will, they're useful, but they take so much effort to deploy and supply and everything else. Equipment capture, that's no good. Fortress buster. In case I end up attacking... Oh, go on, I'm going to put that on. Because if I end up attacking any coastal forts with the Marines, that is actually going to be very useful. I think it works like that anyway. I might be wrong. I've not used this guy. I don't think I've ever used that trait or relied on that trait to do anything. So I could be completely wrong with how that functions.
Ready, sir.
You may as well go in here for now. And I'll just change